an acquired taste. I don't think the rooster would ever eat it.
Never, ever.
In a million years.
I've seen it on Iron Chef or whatever it's called,
Yeah.
ceviche, but I would never eat that for sure.
Ceviche is unbelievably delicious. It is so very good.
And if that doesn't work out for you, try the spicy Cantonese ribs, as discussed in the Fists of Fury, as you call it. The man with the iron fists.
So there you have it. You got the cranberry trinity and some ceviche. Google ceviche. Talk to other people because a lot of people make it differently. So what's our next movie?
Next movie we got coming up is Here Comes the Boom.
Actually, not to interrupt, if you're going to do the cranberry trinity and ceviche, you might want to get a bottle of Tums to go along with it because you have no idea what heartburn is until you had a couple madrases and some ceviche.
Let that be the third part of your combo of the week.
If you have to start with that, I don't want to try it. It's going to be bad.
All right, so tell us a little bit about Here Comes the Boom there.
Here Comes the Boom is Kevin James's latest movie out. It's about a high school biology teacher who tries to save the job of the music teacher quote program, who was actually played by Henry Winkler, which most people know as the Fonz, right? And in doing so, he tries to find different ways to make money to save the program because, of course, cliche, they always cut the arts in these movies, right? That he finds a way to make money by doing MMA, mixed martial arts.
Oh, I wanted to see this movie so bad because I'm a huge MMA fan. And Kevin James is funny, just in general.
As you wear a tap-out T-shirt.
As I'm wearing a tap-out T-shirt because I'm a fan. Not because I'm a gay guy, but I'm a fan. But
I don't think most gay guys would wear tap-out T-shirts.
I don't know. Does this fall under stereotypes? Is that what we're doing?
So how was the movie? I didn't see it. How was it?
It was fantastic, I thought.
Yeah, probably. I mean, that's probably one of the best movies I've seen. Probably so far this year.
Of course, that noise is me making another drink, by the way.
what that icy noise?
Hey, for Samson and Baker to say this is a great movie, I'm excited. By the way.
It goes in.
I'm such a fan of the mixed martial arts, and this guy's comedic Kevin James is hilarious.
Yeah,
I find him hilarious. So
I do too.
You two guys see it's great. I want to see it immediately.
I feel like Kevin James to me, okay. Growing up, I had, Chris Farley.
Get the world by the tail and wrap it around and pull it down and put it in my pocket.
Chris Farley, and before that, John Candy.
You play with your balls a lot.
These guys were big guys, and they were very physical comedians. They could, more so Chris Farley, he could do a cartwheel, and he was so big, it was funny just because of that. And, I feel like Kevin James, actually, is kind of fulfilling that spot for me in my heart. In my heart of hearts.
Baker would like to make love to Kevin James while watching Last of the Mohicans.
Only while the Gale plays. The Gale.
Let me interject real quick because I as well like Kevin James, but he is a terrible agent because he plays in some crappy movies. He's a funny guy, but his movies typically suck. They really do.
Hitch was a great movie.
Hitch was great, and
I
loved Paul Blart.
Did you like it?
Yes, I did, but it wasn't a Kevin James movie.
Paul Blart.
It's a Will Smith movie.
Correct, but he was second character.
Yes, but I mean it wasn't a Kevin James movie. He's
nominees for supporting actor.
Man, he's the marquee. He's the one carrying this movie. And
I
he's
get
carried
that.
the last. The Zookeeper sucked. Paul Blart wasn't very good.
I loved Paul Blart.
I didn't like either of those movies. My kids did. But
Right,
they're kids.
What
They
I
a
like
lot of
about
stuff.
Kevin James is that he does pick movies that you could take your kids to.
Absolutely.
In today's society, that is unbelievably, I think, underrated because you can hardly take your kids to movies anymore. You don't know what you're going to see, and I'm anything but a prude. This movie was, I thought, fantastic. It was funny. The cast is probably one of the movies that I've seen in the last few years that I literally kept thinking, whoever casted this movie was a genius because all the characters are awesome. Are you
talking about the fighting characters, or what are you talking about?
No, all of them. From Selma Hayek, who is my godly god. My
goddess.
Of course, I love her too. Yes,
she's the only woman that'd probably get me to remarry again. But I mean, Henry Winkler was awesome.
Oh, Henry Winkler was great.
Right. The coach, whoever he is, I'm not quite sure. Big,
Nico, the
from
guy
Holland
from
or
Holland.
whatever. Right. He was really fantastic in it. I mean, it was a fantastic movie. It was funny. It had an excellent message in it. It had a great storyline. And you know what? They didn't make a mockery of MMA either. You know what I'm saying? They really didn't. They didn't make it like silly or weird or picking fun at.
I have to interject for a moment here because out of the three of us, am by far the least bit of a fan of UFC, MMA, and everything. It's just not what I'm into. I prefer boxing over it. I went into this, and they painted it in such a good light that I was actually interested more so. It actually made me a little more interested in the UFC MMA thing. I'm probably still not going to watch it. I'll tell you what, I will watch as long as Kevin James is fighting. How's that?
Right. I mean, it was
He's not
good.
gonna fight. Yeah, obviously. He's a big fan. No, I see him at the show.
Joe Rogan was in the movie too.
Joe Rogan, obviously UFC announcer. He's in all Kevin James movies. Actually, you watch them all. He's in all of them. Yeah. He loves Kevin. They're best friends. They're both stand-up comedians. He loves that guy.
For the record, Joe Rogan is a terrible stand-up comedian.
Hey, I have respect for him because he was the first person to publicly call out Carlos Mencia on being a joke stealer. That was fantastic.
I know you love that. You always reference that.
Oh, yeah.
Why is that
It's
so
great.
fun? Calling somebody out?
Yes, calling out Carlos Mencia. He's terrible, and
I
he's
think
joke
he is.
stealing.
I do think he's pretty bad. Sure.
I would agree with you on that, but nonetheless, Joe Rogan, he's a UFC guy, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
Kevin James is a UFC guy,
Mm-hmm.
and they made a movie together. That's really what happened.
Hey, thanks for that synopsis there. That was,
Hey, way to
That's
break
what
that down for us.
That's what happened.
This guy's a UFC guy. This guy's a
Both
UFC
UFC
guy. They made a
guys.
movie together. It was a match made in heaven.
Check out my tap-out shirt.
But Kevin James didn't want to make it a stupid movie.
No, you know what?
and
No,
he succeeded
didn't.
in that.
He succeeded. He honestly did. He did
That's what you're saying. I'm excited about it.
a really fantastic job. I would recommend. This is a must be seen on the silver screen to me. That's my rating. I'll give it to it without a doubt.
Whoa.
Go see it. Go see it. Bring your kids to it. Spend the money. It's well worth it.
My kids did want to see that movie, by the way.
Yeah.
Oh no,
take 'em.
they should.
It's funny. It's hilarious. It's very funny.
This is yet another one we surprisingly agree on, Samson.
Hold your calls, America. We have a winner.
Oh, no
You
doubt
must
about
see
that.
this in theaters. I mean, it was
that good?
hilarious. It had a great story. The characters, like he said, perfectly casted. I mean,
Selma Hayek was so hot in this movie. You would
Selma
I can't
Hayek
wait
was
to see
incredibly
Selma
hot.
Hayek
She
in
was
this movie.
because you know what? In a lot of her movies, she does play the hot, sexy chick.
Yeah.
Which in this one, she played the really cool, hot, kind of plain, but not unattractive.
She played a
She-
school nurse. I mean,
Right.
how more plain can you be?
Oh, she was in Scrubs. Oh man, she was
School nurse, really?
Yeah, she was a school
yeah.
nurse.
I'd be all over that school
But
nurse.
she was unbelievably hot.
Not to be confused with the sexy nurse outfits that you insist all of your prospects wear on your first date.
Well, that's
Rooster.
just called
And
a good
some
time.
of your male interns, which I still haven't figured that one out.
Hey, they enjoy it. They enjoy it all the time. Don't even worry about the male interns, okay?
Okay. All right, moving on. Our next bit is one of my favorites because nobody really does it or talks about it. Is the guilty pleasure. A guilty pleasure is basically a crappy movie that you almost don't want to admit that you like.
You actually, I created this term a long time ago, craptacular, if you will, because it's so good, but it is so bad. So bad.